Good morning. You're listening to The Brief Wake Up, your mindful start to the day. I am Handel, your daily coffee companion, helping you wake up informed, thoughtful, and maybe just a little amused before the day gets old. If you're commuting, corralling kids, or just standing in line for caffeine, you're in the right place. Let's get you caught up. Starting with our health. Let's talk about a part of your body that's been keeping secrets, your bones. We tend to think of them as scaffolding, the hard stuff that holds us up. But scientists are discovering something wild. Your bones are talking to your immune system. There's a new field called osteoimmunity, and it's changing how we think about health. Turns out your skeleton isn't just a frame, it's an immune engine. Inside every bone, your marrow is manufacturing the cells that defend you. The T cells, the B cells, and the natural killers. And when you move, lift, or jump, those bones don't just get stronger, they send chemical messages that tune your immune system. It's a kind of biological Wi-Fi between movement and immunity. Every time your bones experience mechanical stress, from a walk, a squat, or a stretch, they release hormones and proteins called osteokines. These molecules help regulate inflammation, metabolism, and even mood. One of them, osteocalcin, has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and calm chronic inflammation, the silent culprit behind almost every major disease. So, when we say exercise boosts your immune system, it's not just about heart rate or sweat. It's about waking up your bones, those ancient factories of immunity. Weight-bearing exercises, resistance training, and even mindful movement like yoga all send the same signal. Build, repair, defend. For older adults especially, this connection matters. Strong bones mean a stronger immune response, fewer infections, faster healing, and better energy. In other words, the cure for feeling fragile isn't found in a supplement aisle. It's in gravity and your willingness to push against it. So next time you lace up, think of it this way. Every step is a message from your skeleton to your immune system. A reminder that resilience isn't built in silence and that every bone in your body is listening. And it's time to give it something worth hearing. The news is next. In our news, big moves on Capitol Hill this morning, and they're aimed squarely at the White House. A bipartisan group of senators, Democrats Tim Kaine, Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff, and Republican Rand Paul all have filed a resolution to block any U.S. military strike on Venezuela unless Congress votes to approve it first. The move comes after President Trump said repeatedly that a land attack on Venezuela would begin very soon. His administration has already carried out more than 20 strikes on what it calls drug trafficking vessels in the Caribbean and Pacific, killing at least 83 people. The president says the campaign is about cutting off narcotics linked to Nicolas Maduro's government. Maduro calls it a pretext for invasion. But senators on both sides of the aisle say enough is enough. They argue the Constitution gives Congress, not the president, the power to declare war, and warn that launching an assault without approval would be illegal and could endanger thousands of U.S. service members. Under Senate rules, a war powers resolution like this one must come up for a vote within days, setting up a rare and immediate showdown over who controls America's war powers. So, the question heading into the weekend: does Congress have the courage to rein in the commander-in-chief, or will another undeclared war move forward? A new tech and culture is next. For tech and culture, let's talk about what's hanging in our closets and what it really costs. Fast fashion, it's the engine behind those trendy, inexpensive clothes that hit store racks almost as fast as we scroll past them online. The model thrives on speed, quick designs, quick production, and quick profits. But here's the problem. It's built on waste. Most of those low-cost pieces are made to fall apart, worn a handful of times, then tossed. That throwaway culture fills landfills, pollutes oceans, and drives enormous greenhouse emissions. Every shirt, every pair of jeans comes at an unseen price. Water, energy, raw materials, and often human suffering. Because behind the bright colors and influencer halls are factories where workers earn pennies in unsafe conditions. In some cases, it's children, breathing in chemicals and stitching trends that'll be out of style by next month. But here's the good news. We can slow it down. Support slow fashion. Buy fewer, better pieces made to last. Shop secondhand or thrift online. Choose brands that are transparent about how they treat people and the planet. Rent or swap instead of always buying new. And maybe most importantly, be a conscious consumer. The next time you see a $5 shirt, ask yourself who's really paying the rest of that price. Because the real value of style shouldn't be at cost to someone else. Now for the lighter roast. How cats trained us. This morning's lighter roast is about the second great love story in human history. And let's be honest, the one that feels a little more one-sided. Yes, dogs may have chosen us. But cats? Cats trained us. Their story doesn't begin with campfires and loyalty. It begins with grain. When humans started farming around 10,000 years ago, we accidentally created a paradise. Warm granaries filled with fat little rodents. The wildcats noticed. They moved in. And humans, realizing these sleek little hunters were handling pest control for free, decided to let them stay. No contracts, no training, no leash. Just an ancient roommate agreement that worked for both sides. That's how it started. A partnership built on mutual convenience and quiet respect. We got fewer rats. They got steady food and dry shelter. And slowly, over centuries, the wildcat's edges softened. A little smaller, a little tamer, a little more willing to nap in the sun near us. Unlike dogs, cats weren't domesticated by force. They were domesticated by choice. Egyptians took it further, of course. They worshipped them. Cats became divine symbols of grace and mystery, guardians of homes and granaries, even mummified and buried alongside pharaohs. Thousands of years later, they still act like they know it. You can almost hear the attitude in their purr. Remember when I was a god? But here's what's funny. For all their independence, cats are deeply tuned into us. They recognize our voices. They respond to our emotions. They purr not just for comfort, but to heal. That low vibration can literally stimulate bone repair and reduce stress. Some scientists think they purr to calm themselves, and maybe us too. Like a living, breathing white noise machine that occasionally knocks over your glass of water. Even the cat's meow, that which sounds like an infant's cry, evolved in cats for us. Adult cats in the wild don't meow. That only happens when interacting with humans. So, while dogs made us better hunters, cats might have made us better humans, teaching patience, subtlety, and the art of earning affection instead of demanding it. Because a cat won't fetch your slippers or follow commands, but when it chooses to curl up beside you, you know it's real. So maybe cats never joined civilization. Maybe we joined theirs. Because if dogs remind us how to love unconditionally, cats remind us that sometimes love looks like staying close, but on your own terms. Now for our commemoration, today's calendar is a little bit of everything, from sweet treats to serious causes, reminding us that the world can celebrate joy and responsibility at the same time. December 4th is World Wildlife Conservation Day, a call to protect the planet's disappearing species and fragile ecosystems. It's also International Cheetah Day, spotlighting the fastest land animal on Earth and one of the most endangered. Fewer than 7,000 remain in the wild. Both observances are a quiet reminder that how we live, the clothes we buy, the land we use, the choices we make, directly shape the world we leave behind. In the US, it's National Cookie Day. A little lighter, a little sweeter. Proof that even small pleasures can bring people together. From kitchen counters to bakeries, it's an excuse to pause, bake, and share something warm. And while you're at it, you can also celebrate Sock Day, Dice Day, and Wear Brown Shoes Day. Because why not? Sometimes the smallest holidays keep our lives from feeling too serious. Around the world, December 4th also carries deeper cultural meaning. In Poland, it's Barborka, or Miners' Day, honoring St. Barbara, the patron saint of miners and engineers. Towns hold parades, blessings, and songs for the people who spend their lives working beneath the earth. In India, it's Navy Day, marking a 1971 naval victory and celebrating service at sea. And in China, it's National Constitution Day, a moment to reflect on law, civic order, and the structure that holds society together. So, whether you raise a cookie, a glass of Cabernet Franc, or a quiet thought for the planet, today is about gratitude for the people, creatures, and small comforts that make our world whole. From the hidden power of our bones to the political power struggle over Venezuela, today's stories reminded us how strength takes many forms: physical, civic, and moral. We looked at how fast fashion challenges our conscience, how cats quietly trained us in patience, and how this day celebrates everything from wildlife to cookies. It's a good reminder that even in a noisy world, balance comes from movement, mindfulness, and moments of gratitude. This is Handel for the brief wake up. Remember to stay calm, be kind, and curious. Please top off that cup until next time.